Good morning. This season is crazy as expected in the Big 12. Lots of crazy results back and forth. People are stealing points off of one another, which makes it exciting going into the hunt of our last three matches. Really proud of our squad going that hour and a half up the road to Waco to take on Baylor the other evening. It's a tough environment. Every road contest in our conference is tough, but I thought we came to battle and definitely started out on our front foot, and I think the players felt what that can feel like, and that's exciting as a coach for them to understand how to start strong, stay strong, and finish out. Getting a result on the road. I think what the stat right now is when we score first, we're 7-0 now. So that's a pretty good card in my pocket when I'm talking to the team pre-match. So we just fight for that first goal, and things seem to go well. But Baylor battled back, and it was a tough match, but a great win for us on the road.
Any questions?
In going to that Baylor match, what did your team show you coming off the Oklahoma State loss to rebound and get that victory?
Yeah, I thought, just once again, just the resiliency. I think, we were a little frustrated after the Oklahoma State game, just in the types of goals that were scored and not taking our advantages. The chances we were not taking advantage of the chances we had at the beginning of the game. So that was a frustrating game, I believe, for the squad, and we certainly would look forward to being able to have another opportunity to play them. But in this league, you have to just close that up, learn from that, and move on. And to play Baylor on the road was a tall task, and as I mentioned, it's just really proud of the team and their response.
I know you had to deal with this last year with not only Julia but Emma too. How, as a coach, do you plan for their possible absences? Do you get a heads up that they may get called up? Or are you looking at their schedule and being like, okay, we're probably not going to have them these matches? How do you plan for them leaving for the national team?
Well, I think if you have the privilege of having international quality players on your squad, in our game, it's part of the duty. There's international call up in every league around the world. A little bit more unusual in the collegiate sports, but it's happening to every collegiate top program that has an international player for these windows. You can't always know in advance, as they're not certain whether they're going to get selected for squads. And I think, in 2-year cycles, you just have to be aware of the World Cup and then the Olympic cycle, right? Julia is on course to try to break into that tough 18 player squad for the Olympics this next summer, and that's a dream of hers, right? And last fall, Emma Regan got called in last second. So I think you just have to understand the level of the players you have, and then it's all about the team, right? It's all about the players that are currently here. We want our players to go off and represent their countries. It's one of the best things you can do as an athlete in the World Cup and the Olympics, but then we still have to come together here as a squad and get the job done if they're not present.
What are you expecting this week out of State and Tech?
This is another tough week. Thursday, Iowa State. They have been in every single match. Their results might not show that, but in watching film, they've been in every single match. They have some threats up top, and they just battle. So that's going to be a tough one. Once again, not on a Friday this week, but on a Thursday. I'm not a fan of this Thursday-Sunday rhythm, but we play on Thursday. And then we turn around, have 2 days to recover and prepare for an early start on Sunday for Senior Day against Texas Tech. And Texas Tech is a battle. year in and year out. So we're going to take it. We have 3 matches left in conference. We're going to take it 1 match at a time. And right now, the most important match at the University of Texas women's soccer program is on Thursday night versus Iowa State.
So you've got 11 players who scored this year. What's the record for one of your teams, and how does that versatility affect the way others defend you?
Yeah, I think it makes it difficult to defend, right? When you have a couple key players, it's a little bit easier to defend, and I think it is a credit to the Sierra Hinsons, the Haley Berg, and the Julia Grossos, because they are drawing so many players to them, which leaves some openings for some other players. But then those accent players are stepping up and getting the job done. Cameron Brooks the other evening played spectacular. She played up top for us on the left side, a goal and an assist in her first career start at the left wing. She just came up big, but a player like that took advantage of her opportunities, right? And in combination with the Julia Grosso getting the assist on hers, and then Haley Berg being on the end of Cameron's assist. So I think when they all worked in tandem with one another, it makes it really, really difficult to close everybody down.
Was that Cameron's first start of the year?
No, she
First up top.
first up top.
Oh, first
Yep.
up. Was that a hunch, or why did you put her in the lineup there?
I think we train our players to be personalities in a 1v1, 2v2, small-sided scenarios all the time, right? If you play in the back and you find yourself at the top of the 18, the ball can't be a hot potato, right? You have to be able to finish it. Cameron has a savvy to her. She has a physical presence. She's crafty, and if you know the game of soccer, a true left-footed player is a special player, and they serve in great bending balls. And so we've watched her train in the last couple weeks. She's just been really prolific, putting the ball in the back of the net, and it was kind of an X factor for us. We knew we were going to be in a battle against Baylor, and putting her up top and giving her an opportunity to be one of those accent players as an X factor, and I think it turned out pretty well.
Last question for me, Savannah Madden saved 7 saves. How would you describe her growth this year?
Fantastic. She was a world-class goalkeeper the other evening for sure. She has wonderful distribution. She made a cat-like save on the back post that was special, and she's growing into the position in terms of the organization of the back line and the communication. You don't just step on the field and have that. That comes with a training time with your back line and experience, right? And you can't give somebody experience. You just have to gain it. And I think the beginning of the season, she gained a lot of experience in training. She's been getting reps with the starters and the starting back line. And I just thought that she just really stepped up the other evening and was huge for us.
Obviously, if you're
You mentioned that stat earlier on about scoring first. Has your style or formation or your tactics changed at all from the beginning of the year to now, based on kind of those results of the stats?
Well, I think we have a certain way that we'd like to play. I think the teams that we play against show you different looks, right? So you have to figure out different ways where you want to win the ball, where you want to win it back, and where you want to start and set play, and where you're gonna get numbers and expose them. So I think we've been pretty true to how we like to play, as we always will be. It's just the teams that we play against. Putting the ball in the back of the net is something that every coach wants their team to do. Getting numbers into the box is also another key element and factor for that. I thought we did a great job of getting numbers in the box on Friday night, and we've been progressing to that, right? That's being anticipatory, that's getting enough combinations in the build-up to create time and space for players to get there, and all of those are playing at a higher level. All of those aspects is a team playing at a higher level, and I thought that our team has been coming together in that regard. Seen glimpses at the beginning of the year, but coming together in that regard. We're young, and last time I was here, I spoke about, graduating 5 seniors that started for us and replacing them with freshmen or sophomores that are talented, but it was their first starts, right? And then we've had a couple of our seniors that have been injured along the way. So at some moments in time, we have 8 new players out there. And I'll mention her again, Carly Allen, at the back of our midfield as the 6th. She has grown leaps and bounds from the beginning of the year. I always reference Carly, if I were to put you back against the University of Colorado now, how would it be? She'd be like, oh, coach, it would be so much better. So they're all growing. They're growing, and I think to answer your question, we're playing the style that we always wanted to play, and now they're just understanding. They're making the right passes. They're building the way that they should. They're getting someone in when the defense is showing that, and just playing more cohesive.
Since Senior Day is this weekend, you have 5 seniors. Sierra's probably the most well-known of those. But can you talk a little bit about what Tu and Emma have meant for your defense over these past 3-4 years?
Well, I think Atu Mashana, and I've said this lots in the past, she is the best center back that I have coached. She flat out. She doesn't get the recognition in the conference, which I'm not sure why, because teams can't get around her easily. And then, therefore, she doesn't get the recognition regionally or nationally like I think she should. But she is fantastic. She reads the game better than any center back I've coached. She steps in channels. Her distribution and playmaking ability from the center back, the 4 and the 5 position has become spot on this year. That's something that I think that her range of service with both feet, I think, is something that she's developed. But we're going to miss her, right? I mean, all the seniors. Senior Day is always a very reflective day, and you always want to see your seniors go out with a bang. And this class is very special to me, as was last year's class and the years before. But Sierra Henson is, we all know the specialness that she's brought to this program. And then the Emma Jets, and you go down the line. I mean, we build relationships in the game of sport, right? We're here to build stronger young women that have a tremendous education and that they develop in their game so that they have choices when they graduate. Are they going to choose to defer school because they're going to go play pro? Are they going to defer to go get their master's because they're going to go play for their country, right? That's my job, to develop them on that side. This institution develops them into young people that are ready to go out into the workforce right away. And the stronger young woman piece is a piece that I'm really proud of. Every young person that comes through the program, they operate under the envelope of ramped, our core values, and I see their growth. So when it comes to Senior Day, it's a little reflective, and it's not sad. It's a happy sad, if you will, because we're really built that type of relationship along the time.
Any other questions?
What's Oklahoma State's matches?
So Oklahoma State's sitting on 16 points. We have a game in hand. They can get to 22 if they win their last 2. And we have 9 points. We can get to 21. They play Oklahoma University and Baylor. They've played Oklahoma earlier in the season. They have that in-state Oklahoma State OU rival. They tied 2-2 back in September. So just as I mentioned, there's lots of people hunting for this spot, and this conference is a little wacky at the moment. Baylor beat TCU last night at, I think, 11 o'clock at night because of another rain delay up in Dallas, 4-0. So it's going back and forth, and it's going to be crazy. And most important thing, as I mentioned to Danny in the opening, it's only one game that we're concerned with at the moment, and that's Iowa State.